The best thing about sim racing is getting to race a really fast car at a really fun track. And the second best thing about sim racing is that when you crash that really fast car, you don't injure yourself. You're just at home playing on a steering wheel. I love racing at tracks that are really fast and have walls so close that one mistake can end up in a big crash. So I've gone through and found 5 of my most kind of dangerous and scary tracks to go sim racing on. So today I'll be going through the 5 most hectic, most scary tracks that I think you can go sim racing on. If you're racing these tracks, make sure that your direct drive wheel has been turned down. And if you're in a motion sim, make sure it's bolted down and it's not going to tip over or anything.
Damn it! Whoa! We wrecked.
Now this list is my opinion, and if you hate the list, there is one track that is a little controversial, but if you hate the list, let us know in the comments, and if you like it, like the video, feel free to subscribe, all of that stuff. But let's get into it with track number 5. Now my 5th most dangerous track on this list is Pau. And this is a track in France. It used to host WTCC. It's hosted F3 and all sorts of races. And it's tight, it's twisty, and I'm playing it on Race 07, and let's do a quick lap. Okay, so we're in Pau in France. It's a tiny little track. It used to hold WTCC, and I'm playing it on Race 07. This track is the most scary street track, mostly because of these curbs on either side of the road. Like, you can just drive onto the footpath and it's scary. So yeah, up here, big U-turn. Yeah, this is the Formula 3000, so probably the fastest car in Race 07. U-turn over the curb. And these 2 high-speed corners are scary, because if you shunt, you shunt very, very fast. Especially this one. Now into the first really scary chicane on the track. Bonk. Oh. There is a version of this that is in Assetto Corsa, I think, and maybe some other games. Whoa, big U-turn. But yeah, this is the OG Race 07 version. Now for another chicane. Whoop. Yeah, this track is nuts. F3 legit used to race here. I don't know how an open wheel category can race here, but this is fun. The walls are right there. It's a very scary set of corners, and highly recommend it if you're looking for some fun street fighting on a street track. My 4th most dangerous track to go sim racing on is an old one. It's actually Fuji 68. Now I could have chosen really any kind of old F1 track to go racing at. They're all pretty high speed and have lots of grass and trees and stuff on the side of the road. But Fuji really takes the cake. The first corner is completely banked and you carry an insane amount of speed through it. It's a lot of fun, and let's do a quick lap. So we're at Fuji 1968 on Assetto Corsa, and I'm in the Lotus, I think it's a 1970 Lotus from Kunos. This track is hectic, especially this first corner, which is banked, downhill, and completely flat, but very scary. Very bumpy on the way in. Imagine if this track, like, still at this corner, if this was still here. I feel like this is a lot more fun than the hairpin that is currently at Fuji. Yeah, turn 2, also flat, but we're slowing it down at the end for turn 3, which kind of flattens out as we get into it. Now turn 4, we have to slow it down a bit as well. Oh, what a downshift. Now we run it out wide here. There were more cones, but I was kind of hitting them on the exit of this corner. Stay really tight over the bridge. And this is where the track slows down a bit. So we're going to slow the car. Whoa. So this is where, I think it's 200R, I think is the name of the corner. Now the exit of this corner is really scary because there's like a big bump on the apex. If we hit it. There we go. And now into the final sector, which is very different to what it is now. This first bit's kind of flat, but then we're slowing the car down for this final corner. And then we're flat from about here. No, we're not. There you go. That's a lap of Fuji 68. Very scary track. I feel like if you crash at the first corner, you end up in another prefecture in Japan. So gotta be real careful, but it's a fun one. I think it would be awesome to race here with like lots of different cars online. I think it'd be a lot of fun. Now, my third most kind of hectic track to go racing on is maybe a little controversial, but it's an OG one. It's actually from Gran Turismo 4, and it is Città d'Aria. This is probably my favorite track from the game. I used to drive it all the time growing up, and there are mods of it out there. You can go like on Assetto Corsa and R-Factor and drive it on a modern day sim, but I thought I'd boot up Gran Turismo 4 and give it another go. Let's do it. Okay, so we're at Città d'Aria on Gran Turismo 4, and this, in my opinion, is the OG most dangerous track. There's just like walls that you can crash into that stop the car immediately. It's very scary, but also at the same time, maybe it's less dangerous than the other tracks because you don't even have to use a steering wheel. I'm using a controller, so I can't even injure my wrists. I'm playing this on an emulator, but you can actually play this on Assetto Corsa. I'm pretty sure there's a mod of this on Assetto Corsa or on R-Factor or something. The best thing about this, like about Gran Turismo, is that you can kind of put any car on this. So it's just like, imagine hitting that wall, just bad. But yeah, you can put like JGTC cars. I've raced like Le Mans prototypes here. Whoa, high speed through this section. And then it kind of tightens up a bit. Kind of opens as we go downhill. There's a big old straight. So supposedly this track sort of exists. Apparently these are all kind of real roads, or at least based off real roads. Final hairpin, and now it's all the way uphill, dodging these walls to finish the lap. This is maybe a controversial choice, but honestly, this track is like the best. I used to love this when I was playing this as a kid, and it's still great. It's maybe not as amazing as the modern day sims that we have available, but this is an OG scary track to drive, and I highly recommend it and recommend checking it out. My second most dangerous track to go sim racing on is Targa Florio. Now, Targa Florio is, well, I'm pretty sure it's where the name Targa came from for like tarmac rallies, but it is a huge, massive track through Italy. It's way longer than the Nords, and it is a lot of fun. I think the amount of corners really makes it scary, but let's do a quick lap of it on R-Factor 2. Okay, so I'm on the grid for Targa Florio. It is an old school Italian, it's basically a road through the forest. So it's too long to put in one video, but I'm going to do maybe 2 minutes of this track, and I'll show you how it goes. So I'm in R-Factor 2, and I'm in the Renault Megane Trophy, which, if anyone remembers, this is like the OG R-Factor 1 car. I used to take this to like Tobin Raceway and like race in public lobbies all the time. It was good fun. But this track is nuts, honestly. Like, it's so long that it's sort of not even a track and more of like a tarmac rally, I guess. And R-Factor 2 is such a fun mod as well, like fun game. It's so difficult to set up and it has its problems, but when it works, it's really, really good, honestly. But yes, I'm taking the Megane Trophy. It's got a bit of aero and a bit of grip. It's actually lovely to drive, but if you want the real authentic experience, I would take a historic race car out to Targa Florio. So yeah, this continues for a while. It eventually goes through like a city, and there's like buildings and everything. It's pretty crazy. Kind of a mountain pass area here. But yes, I'm gonna call it there. This is Targa Florio. You should check it out. It is on R-Factor, but I'm pretty sure there's like an Assetto Corsa version you can grab as well. This is the second most dangerous and scary track to drive, and you should give it a run at home. It's really fun. Give it a try. Now, my number one most dangerous and scary track to go sim racing on is Macau, and this is actually my favorite track just to go racing on in the world. I think it's got a bit of everything. It's really fun. The corners flow in a really interesting way, and the F3 race, the Macau Grand Prix, I think is pretty much my favorite race of the year in world motorsport. Let's do a quick lap of it in race room. Okay, so I am starting a lap at Macau. In my opinion, the most dangerous, hectic track to race in sim racing. It's also my favorite track to race in sim racing. I think it produces awesome racing, and it's dangerous because it's got everything. It's got this huge straight where you see many, many shunts. It's flat out for ages. And then a tight and twisty section, and then the tightest hairpin in all of motorsport. So I'll show you a quick lap. It's a lot of fun. Braking before the 100, Sophia Florsch crashed here once. It was wild in the Macau Grand Prix. She's still racing today though, which is awesome. And the track heads uphill into part of the twistiest part of the track. I'm pretty sure it's named Hospital, which is a very fitting name, this corner. Yep, now as it goes downhill, you can carry a surprising amount of speed through this one. It kind of tightens up through these. They're kind of deceptive. They look open on the way in, but they kind of tighten. So we go downhill. There's this like access road section. Here there was a GT3 crash that caused millions and millions and millions of dollars of damage. And up here you aim for the crest at the apex. Alright, we head through the final section of the track, and this hairpin is a permanent yellow flag. So you're not allowed to pass here ever. I'm on a single screen. I don't know where the apex is. Is it there? Yes, nailed it. I literally had to go into the setup screen of this car and turn the steering ratio as high as it goes just to get around that corner. It's wild. Final two corners of the track. Surprisingly high speed. Gotta carry the speed through them. And the final corner, also really high speed. Yeah, that's a lap of Macau. This place never gets old. You're brushing up against walls the whole way, and it's the most dangerous, most hectic track in sim racing, and my favorite as well. So those were my 5 most dangerous and scary tracks to go sim racing on. Did you like the list? If you did, give us a like. If you disagree, or if you think there were tracks that we missed, let us know in the comments. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a little bit different to what I normally make, but it was a lot of fun. And remember to subscribe to Overtake for more sim racing videos. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.